Welcome back. Welcome back. Appreciate my new subscribers. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the like button, please. That helps the channel grow. All right, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Coming back to hang, and I've been trying to get on here since 8 o'clock to no avail, as usual. But anyway, we dealing with, and I know I'm saying this man name wrong. I know it, but Ibrahim Traore, the leader of Bukina Faso in Africa. He is the baddest leader in Africa right now. He is awesome. Not bad on the eyes either. He young, intelligent. So Burkina Faso has been a under French control for shoot since they colonized Africa, that region. He military leadership took control of Burkina Faso, kicked the French out. They made them take all their troops out of there like a year ago. His ally is Russia, is Putin. See, Putin was smart. When all this stuff started happening between Russia and Ukraine, Putin wiped out Africa's $20 billion debt, formed BRICS with the Africans to defeat the dollar, to get rid of the dollar. Actually, if Trump hadn't came in there would not we the dollar would not be the petrodollar. We would not be trading with the dollar if Trump had made it in there. Um, so formed BRICS, wiped away their debt. There's that ally. He can get all the mineral resources he have, and with the strong, this man got rid of because like they send the economic hitmen in there from the World Bank to keep you impoverished. Let me tell you, this young man here who's 37, he paid off $4 trillion debt with the World Bank. Awesome. They trying to get rid of him. Yes, they are. They trying to get rid of him. But let's get on. He is a how you say this? Burkina military officer, politician who served as the interim president of Burkina Faso since 2022. He took control of Burkina in September 2020, ousting interim president Paul Henry Dambini in a coup d'etat. And this man. He ain't bad on the eyes. He got a nice body too. Smart. Very smart. He paid off that debt. Hold on. Let's get off. So I wanted to bring this up. Why Burkina Faso's leader has captured hearts and minds around the world. Yes, he have. I am so proud of this man. He is showing what we can be. He is the new leader of the world of Africa. And he has, and the African leaders who have been bought and sold, who are the gatekeepers of the Illuminati. This man here showing them how to stand up. He is very charismatic. He has skillfully built a persona of a Pan Africanist leader determined to free his nation from what he regards as clutches of Western imperialism and neocolonialism. Because France had that under their control, he kicked them out, made them come and get the troops out. He kicked the United States military out as well, paid off a $4 trillion debt, and Russia is his ally. His message has resonated across Africa and beyond, with his admirers seeing him as a following in the footsteps of African heroes like Burkina Faso's very own Thomas Sankara, a Marxist revolutionary who is sometimes referred to as Africa's Che Guevara. True's impact is huge. I've heard politicians and authors in countries like Kenya talk about him. He is the man. He is the man, and he is not bad on the eyes. His message reflect the age we are living in, when many Africans are questioning the relationship with the West and why there is still so much poverty in such a resource-rich continent. He sought power with a coup d'etat, which means he overthrew the previous prime minister because he was head of the army. Troy's regime ditched former colonial power France in the favor of strong alliance with Russia. I just told, don't tell me I don't be knowing what I'm talking about. Okay? Russia is his ally. That has included deployment of Russian paramilitary brigade and adopted left-wing economic policies. This including setting up a state-owned mining company. He has gotten his country out of poverty and he brought his people with him. They are not in poverty anymore. And that's what you're supposed to do as a leader. Bring your people out of poverty with you. Not you just make the money and you look down on. He brought his people up. And they trying to get rid of him. They so scared of this man here when he kicked out the U.S. military and he kicked out but I just France military kicked them out. Get out and took back his land. Yes, he did. Now, this included setting up a state-owned mining company requiring foreign firms to give it a 15% stake in their local operations and to transfer skills to his people. That's what you're supposed to do as a leader of a country and help your people. The rule also applied to Russian miner Norgold, which was given a license in late April for its latest investment in Burkina Faso's gold industry, as part of what tourists call a revolution to ensure Burkina Faso benefits from its mineral wealth. The junta is also building a gold refinery and establishing national gold reserves for the first time in the nation's history. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm so proud of him. However, Western owned firms appear to be facing a tough time. Yeah, because he ain't playing with y'all. You gonna pay. With Australia headquartered Sarama Resources launching arbitration proceedings against Burkina Faso in late 2024 following the withdrawal of an exploration license. He got rid of the colonizers. The junta has also nationalized two gold mines previously owned by London listed firm. Because you know, London, the Rothschilds set the price of gold every morning, Monday through Friday. It's three families that set the price of gold in London, the Illuminati. And said last month that it planned to take control of more foreign owned mines. Take your shit back and give it to your people. That's right. Enoch Aikens, a researcher at South Africa's Institute for Security Studies, told the BBC that towards radical reforms has increased his popularity in Africa. Right, because he ain't scared. He not scared. He is now arguably Africa's most popular, if not favorite president. Yes, he is, and they trying to take him out. His popularity has been fueled through social media, including many misleading posts intended to bolster his revolutionary image. AI generated videos of music stars like R. Kelly, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, and Beyonce are seen immortalizing him through song, though they have done nothing of the sort. Tour first caught the attention of Africans when he spoke at the Russian African Summit in 2023, telling African leaders to stop behaving like puppets who dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. Stop buck dancing for these white folk. That's right. That's right. Tour attended commemorations in Russia last week to mark the 80th anniversary of the Soviet victory over Nazi Germany in World War II. He posted on X that he, along with military leaders from neighboring Mali and Niger, oh, come on, that's what they fear. Can you imagine a united Africa? And they have all the world's natural resources and minerals. Can't no country survive without Africa's minerals and resources, where the Garden of Eden really is in Africa. Wow. A united Africa, they fear that. That's why they trying to take this man out. Were inspired by it to winning the war against terrorism and imperialism at all costs. Thanks to his rhetoric and push by a slick social media campaign, his appeal has spread around the world, including among African Americans. Show how I'm so proud of you, young man. And Black Britons. Everyone who has experienced racism, colonialism, and slavery can relate to his message. That's a fact. Pointing out that African American rapper Meek Mill had posted about him on X last year, saying how much he liked his energy and heart. But Meek Mill is weak as hell, so he lost his G car as far as I'm concerned with all that he did with Diddy. Though he was ridiculed for mixing up names by referring to Tour as Bukina Faso and later deleted the post. But France's president is not a friend, describing Tour as part of a Bolshevik alliance between self-proclaimed Pan-Africans and neo-imperialists. Macron, you Satanist ass Prime Minister of France, you mad because he kicked your ass out and you can no longer colonize that area and you do not get any money. You ain't gonna strip the gold mines. You not doing that he kicked your funky Satanist ass out of there. Illuminati ass out of there. Emmanuel Macron has also was also referring to Russia and China, whom he accused in a 2023 speech of provoking coups in Africa's former French colonies. Told you that was a French colony, and and critically stirring up old arguments over sovereignty and colonial exploitation. Tour's popularity comes despite the fact that he has failed to fulfill his pledge to quell a 10-year Islamist insurgency that has fueled ethnic divisions that has now spread to once peaceful neighbors like Benin. His junta also cracked down on the dissent, including the opposition, media, civil society groups, and punished critics among the medics and magistrates by sending them to the front lines of war against jihadists. For Ronaldo Depan, the Africa deputy director of the International Crisis Group think tank, Troy commands such support because he is young in a country with a young population. The median age is 17 years old. Wow. He is media savvy and uses the past to build his popularity as the reincarnation of Sakira. He knows the art of politics, how to make a nation completely traumatized by war, feel there is a better future. He is really good at that game. Ghanaian security analyst Professor Kwame Anley, who previously worked at Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, said the popularity of the military leader reflected a political shift taking place on Africa, especially in West Africa. Democracy has failed to give hope to youth. It has not delivered jobs, better education, or health. He said Tour was offering an alternative and recapturing the spirit. You going to the store? And recapturing the spirit of, yeah, some Funyuns and a pop if you could. And recapturing the spirit of two historic people, the post-independence era Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah and Kenneth Kandra of Zambia, and later era was secure and Ghana's Jerry Rawlings, whose coup in 1979 was also very popular at the time. It was Tor who stole the show at the inauguration of Ghana's President John Mahama in January when he arrived wearing battle fatigues with a pistol in his holster. Come on, come on. There was already 21 heads of state there, but when Tor walked in, the place lit up. Even my president's bodyguards were running after him. Tor offered a sharply contrasting image to some of the continent's other leaders who struggled to walk the clean to power by rigging elections. Tor is stylish and confident. Yes, he is. With a very open face and small smile. He is also a powerful orator. Yes, he is. He ain't no dummy. And presents himself as a man of the people. Yes, he does. In a sign that his Russian ally junta has made some progress on the economic front, the International Monetary Fund and World Bank have given a generously upbeat assessment. In a statement in April, the IMF said that despite a challenging humanitarian and security environment, the economy was expected to remain robust in 2025, and the regime had made commendable progress in raising domestic revenue, containing the public wage bill, and increasing spending on education, health, and social protection. As for the World Bank, it said that inflation has surged from 0.7 in 2023 to 4.2 in 2024, but the extreme poverty rate, which refers to people living on less than $2.15 a day, had fallen by almost 2 percentage points to 24.9 because of robust growth in agriculture and service sectors. Despite the reports from the US based financial institutions, relations with both France and America have been fraught because he kicked their ass up out of there. Now, General Michael Langley said Tour was using Burkina Faso's gold resource for its junta's protection rather than the nation's benefit. This appeared to be in reference to the long-standing views of the U.S. and some of its African allies that Russian forces were propping up Tour in exchange for a stake in Burkina Faso's gold industry, undermining the military ruler's image as a leader who expelled French troops. Told y'all in 2023 to reclaim the country's sovereignty. General Langley's comments made in early April during the U.S. Senate committee hearing triggered an uproar among the captain's supporters who felt their hero was being smeared, and he was being smeared. This has further inflamed when shortly afterwards the Burkina junta said it had foiled a coup plot, alleging the plotters were based in neighboring Ivory Coast, where General Langley then made a visit. But the junta took the opportunity to organize one of the biggest rallies in Burkina Faso's capital over fears that imperialists and their latchkeys were trying to depose their captain, and they are. Because, now this is what he said, because Colin Powell lied, Iraq was destroyed. Barack Obama lied, Gaddafi was killed. That's a fact. Come on, tell the truth. But this time their lies won't affect us, one protester said. Rallies in solidarity with Tour was also held abroad, including in London on the same day. He took to social media afterwards, posting in French and English to express his gratitude to them for sharing his vision for a new Burkina Faso and a new Africa. Man, if they get a one Africa, woo! Can you feel that in your soul? Together in solidarity, we will defeat imperialism, neocolonialism for a free, dignified, and sovereign Africa. Yes, yes, yes. It is impossible to say how things would end up for the young captain, but he, along with military leaders in Mali and Niger, has certainly shaken up West Africa. They have. They done shaken up the world. They done got them white folks upset. You hear me? The three military ruled neighbors have also put. Oh shit! I done lost it. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Okay. The three military ruled neighbors have also ruled out the regional trade and security groupings. ECROS formed their own alliance and have ended free trade in the region by announcing the imposition of a 0.5% tariff on goods coming from into their countries. Mr. Atkins said Tour could learn from others, pointing out that when Rawlings took power in Ghana at the age of 32, he was known as Junior Genius, but after 19 years, he left a mixed legacy. He had been unable to stem corruption despite helping to create an enduring democracy. For a lasting legacy, Mr. Atkins said Trudeau should focus on achieving peace and building strong state institutions to bring about good governance rather than personalizing power and cracking down on dissent. No, he doing what he need to do to get his people out of poverty. That's what he doing. All right, let me see. Let's get into some videos. It's probably gonna have to be a part. Okay, here we go. Here we go. World Bank in panic as Tour opens treasury deposits in Burkina. Yes, get them. Get the Illuminati. Here you go.
One move by Captain Ibrahim Traore is about to change everything for Burkina Faso. At the same time, it will come as a big blow to France and French financial institutions in Burkina Faso that are sucking the country dry by facilitating the money laundering schemes for French companies exploiting the country's resources. Ibrahim Traore has launched Burkina Faso's first state-owned bank.
Yes.
Captain Ibrahim Traore said the bank was a symbol of Burkina Faso's economic and financial sovereignty. The new Treasury Deposit Bank could be a first step in dropping the neo-colonialist CFA currency that is keeping the country in bondage. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to the new Tourist channel. Also, like this video and share it.
That's a fact. Get him out. He got him out of poverty.
Traore continues to prove that he delivers on his promises. Known as Burkindlum, the Treasury Deposit Bank was opened in Ouagadougou, the capital of the West African country, according to a statement by Traore on X. With integrity as its compass, this bank is a tool and a symbol of Burkina Faso's economic and financial sovereignty, said Traore. The bank is unprecedented in a country that has been plagued by terror threats since 2015, leading to the collapse of the economic and social political sectors. According to Traore, the bank will be closer to the people and will contribute to the country's socio-economic development through a more appropriate method of financing and structuring projects and programs, free from exploitative and parasitic assistance from Western countries and organizations like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. The IMF and the World Bank are notorious for giving out loans to African countries at outrageously high and exorbitant interest rates, with other harsh conditions. This is why Thomas Sankara never took loans from the IMF or World Bank. Sankara's projects for Burkina Faso were fully funded by local coffers. At the 1987 summit of the Organization of African Unity, Thomas Sankara warned that he would not live to attend another meeting if Burkina Faso were alone in resisting its debt obligations. A few months later, he was murdered in a coup backed by France for calling out the neo-colonialist and imperial character of the debt imposed on African countries and calling.
And they trying to do the same thing to Traore right now. God protect him.
And freedom. Captain Ibrahim Traore, the Burkina Faso strongman, who led a successful coup in September 2022, has been making moves to help his country grow and free them from Western influence, neocolonialism, and imperialism. As the leader of the ruling junta, he invited public and private development organizations and economic operators to make use of this bank to participate in the collective construction of a sovereign economy at the service of the country's development. Sovereignty. This is what Traoré has been trying to attain since seizing power in 2022. After gaining independence from France on the 5th of August 1960, Burkina Faso, like other former French colonies, remained under the parasitic influence of the French government. They were quick to wipe out Thomas Sankara when he tried to make Burkina Faso a sovereign state. There's no doubt that Ibrahim Traoré has taken a strong stance against French policies since seizing power. His coming to power has caused many French companies and banks to leave the country as they fear the upright man. The French-owned bank, Société Générale, which is France's third biggest listed bank, agreed to sell its subsidiaries in Burkina Faso to the Pan-African banking group Vista Group. Vista Bank Group also acquired BNP Paribas in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso was France's sixth largest trading partner in sub-Saharan Africa in 2021. Burkina Faso is home to some 50 subsidiaries of French companies. In total, there are an estimated 70 French subsidiaries or interests in Burkina Faso. Some 50 French business people are present in the hospitality and tourism sector. France was Burkina Faso's leading bilateral donor and one of the 19 priority countries of France's.
It wasn't no donor. Y'all stole from them. Wasn't no donor. Quit lying. You stole and used and you stole their resources and their gold, France.
Policy. On 18 January 2023, Traoré terminated the 2018 bilateral agreement on the status of French forces in Burkina Faso. On 28 February 2023, they also terminated the 1961 agreement on technical military assistance. The safe and orderly French military withdrawal from Ouagadougou was completed on 19 February 2023, in full transparency and in coordination with Burkina Faso's transitional authorities. Ibrahim Traoré also expelled French diplomats, accusing them of subversive activities. His government has also suspended French media agencies in the country for spreading fake news in an attempt to destabilize the country. In September, Niger, along with fellow ECOWAS members Burkina Faso and Mali, formed a military alliance called the Association of Sahel States. 4 months later, the trio announced their withdrawal from the larger bloc for illegal, illegitimate, inhumane, and irresponsible sanctions it imposed on them after coups. Later, reports emerged of possible parting ways with the neo-colonialist currency, the West African franc, that has kept about 14 former French colonies in bondage. Captain Ibrahim Traoré said that more changes might still surprise people, and it's not just about currency. He says he will break all ties that keep his people in slavery.
That's right.
The creation of this
will go
a long way to assist in the financial and economic sovereignty of Burkina Faso. Along with the juntas of Niger and Mali, Traoré believes that a new currency will be a sign of sovereignty. The three Sahel states are in the process of recovering their full sovereignty. They're tired of being France's cash cow.
Facts.
While there is no word on when the planned change will happen, or if indeed it will, the desire to change the currency seems to not be uniform.
It's going to happen because he kicked them out of there and took his land back from the colonizer. And that's what you're supposed to do. And he nice on the ass. Strong African leader.
All African countries with the largest gold reserves export all their gold. In other words, foreign companies, mostly Western, come to African countries, mine gold, and take it with them to their countries.
No, they don't mine the gold. They take it. They take it and don't pay what it's worth. That's what they do. They come in and take.
In return, a small fraction is paid instead of sharing profits and offering pure gold. That's why most African countries struggle to stabilize their economies. Their resources are being stolen. But guess what? The president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore has risen to challenge the West and their exploitative
Yes,
tactics.
he has.
Just recently, he has issued an order that bans all gold exports. Instead, Burkina Faso will own this gold and will use it to back up its currency. In this way, Burkina Faso's currency will become the only one in the world that will be pegged by gold and therefore will become most valuable. But how has Ibrahim Traore banned gold exports and how the West is responding after its gold markets got shaken? Let's know about that in this video. What's happening in Burkina Faso is beyond even the imagination of those who want to see Africa always dependent. As of the latest news, Burkina Faso is making a major effort toward economic independence with the creation of its own Treasury Deposits Bank under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore. According to the government's official announcement, President Traore officially inaugurated the Treasury Deposit Bank, BDT, on Friday, August 2, 2024, at its headquarters within the public treasury in Kuluba. This launch is more than just the opening of a bank. It's a bold step toward reclaiming the nation's financial sovereignty.
Facts.
The BDT is designed to provide accessible banking services to all citizens, with a network extending through regional, provincial, and departmental treasuries to ensure everyone, regardless of location, can access these services. As a public financial institution, the Treasury Deposit Bank will cater to a wide range of clients, including public institutions, state companies, local authorities, international organizations, private businesses, NGOs, and individuals. Its primary mission is to manage the banking functions of the public treasury.
I'm so proud of him. Come on, and you nice on the eyes, young man. Oh, that is Dr. Fraser. Let me see. All right, let me put that. Let me go to the other phone. Of course, it's gonna probably be a part two. Okay, here we go.
Oh, do queso.
I can't do queso today.
Villagers, thank you for your love and support. Don't see how valuable we are. And we have what's the Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone was benefiting. They said,
Okay, now this is First Lady.
The British, and we still don't have light.
Hold on, she got behind
every mining company.
Ibrahim Traore.
If it's not the Chinese, it's the American.
Hold on, I want to get straight to the video. But this is First Lady boldly moved to join Ibrahim Traore's struggle for independence. So he's getting the backing of other African leaders. Can you imagine a united Africa? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Free will to make decisions on our own mineral resources. There's always Big Brother who decides. And when you fight and say no.
Now, did you hear what she said? It's always Big Brother who decides. She talking about the Illuminati. Come on now, when you
not
what?
Going to do this, they use the system to stop you. It's either they set you up with the opposition and they will be supporting the opposition against you from the back, or they cause unnecessary chaos in your country so that you are not able to even govern your own people. They will do things to make you not to be functionable. And of course, any country that don't have peace cannot develop. You have to have peace.
Come on now, you telling the truth about what they did and what they've been doing to these African countries to keep them in debt so they have the power and control, and then come in and get your and take your African resources for free. Come on, First Lady.
Before you talk about development, I'll give you a simple example about Sierra Leone. Every mining company that is in Sierra Leone today is owned by a foreigner. Every mining company. If it's not the Chinese, it's the American, it's the British. Our electricity, Bukina, is run by the British, and we still don't have light. We're looking for light, electricity. If you don't have electricity, how can you talk about education? How can you talk about health facility? How can you talk about improving the infrastructure of your country?
Facts.
We don't have electricity. Now, do we actually even have proper water, pipe-borne water, so that our kids will not be sick? We don't have those facilities. Why? With all the minerals we have, there is a cap you put. Before my husband became the president of Sierra Leone was benefiting. They said, what's the word? 0.000.1%. What is that?
Nothing.
Basically, a company can take as much as $100 million out of the country in terms of minerals, and then they can just give the country $10,000.
That's some bullshit.
What does $10,000 do for our health system? What does $10,000 do for our educational system? And these are the things I believe that are stopping Africa from progressing.
Facts.
We don't have a say. The sense about us celebrating independence, I don't know why we're celebrating independence, because we are not free. That is my own take. I'm not speaking also on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone, nor am I speaking on behalf of His Excellency the President. I am speaking as Fatima, as a citizen of a country who believes that things need to change.
Facts.
I join you in that sense. I'm Jesse. I'm a person. Fatima is a person. We agree. I see you. I value your...
Wait a minute. No, he did not sell out to Russia. Let me tell you, Russia was smart. Now, this is my opinion. And you can come up if you want to talk about it. Just let me know. I'll drop the link. Russia went in, once they went to war with Ukraine, Russia went in and canceled $20 billion debt to Africa. Wiped it out. That's why Russia became Africa's ally. Then they formed BRICS to get rid of the US dollar, to undermine the US dollar before Trump was elected. If Trump hadn't been elected, the US dollar, you wouldn't be trading in US dollar, period. That's another thing. So I'm just saying he did not sell out. So now Russia is their ally. Now Russia will get some minerals and all that, but with the Russian backer, with the backing of Russia, you don't have to. And he kicked out the colonial. He kicked out France troops. They have total independence now, and kicked out America's military troops as well out of their country. Bukina Faso is a sovereign country now. I'm so proud of this man here. And I'm proud of this first lady of what she's saying. He did not sell out. No, he didn't. And they trying to do to him what they did to Gaddafi, what Hillary did to Gaddafi. They trying to take him out. They already poisoned him once.
Your perspective, and I want to find a way forward. Right? Neither of us likes the status quo. No.
He made but he made deals with Russia. Russia wiped out $20 billion debt in Africa, said y'all don't have to pay it. This is why Africa stays poor and free, because they keep getting money from the internet, the Illuminati, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, which keeps them in poverty and keeps them in debt. Do you know that this man paid back $4 trillion and said, kiss my ass? He paid back $4 trillion and told the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds who own those two banks, kiss my ass.
We see women and girls being oppressed. We see patriarchy stronger than ever. And we see colonial forces that persist without accountability. So it's one part to elucidate the problems that come from that. The many sequelae of extraction include inadequate remaining resources.
Let me see what you said. You want to come up? You can come up. I'll drop the link. Okay, now you right. Now you right about that. I can't argue with you about that. You are right about that. But Russia made a bold move as well. That was a smart. Just think about it. Russia, that was a bold move that Russia made by wiping out. I think you're missing the $20 billion debt that they owe, that they wiped out, so you don't have to pay it. He that Russia is their ally now. No country can survive without Africans' minerals or resources, period. I thought that was a brilliant move Putin did. Now, if you want to come up, we could talk about it. I'm not saying they can be trusted, but Russia needs them. Every country needs Africa's minerals and resources because they the only ones that got it. And now Toure has control of the gold mines, and and instead of a country coming in and mining, taking 99% and then giving them $10,000, which is what she's talking about, because she's the first lady of Senegal. I mean, I just think it was a good move. And look, and he's standing up, and he got a, and nobody's just going to go in. American military never would have left there, nor France, if they did not have the backing of Russia behind him. So, I mean, what you just said is very true. But they wouldn't have left their country, not at all. But because Russia is his ally, that's why.
Develop as a state to do all the things that people want to do for themselves. Provide education, provide health care. So I wonder, as we think just as two citizens of the world committed to a better humanity, where do we go from here? Do you have any practical ideas about where we might start? Or collective ideas that we might gain support for?
I feel Africa, patriotism is very important. You have to love your country to want your country to be a better place.
Fact.
Patriotism, I think we have to have that sense of patriotism in our countries, and our leaders also should be subjected to that. You know, it is not only when you were talking about election and then everybody come out and celebrate, and after election, that's it. Accountability. Who accounts for what is happening? Who's the one who is changing the narrative of what is happening? Like I said, as a first lady, I am not.
And he's getting his people out of poverty. He's getting his people. Oh my God! I don't. You can't make this up. He's getting his people out of poverty. And I done lost it. Hold on. Let me see if I can go back, because I like to do an hour. This is gonna have to be a part two. Damn. Oh, you know what? Let me use my other phone. I can get to it faster. Let me use this phone. Oh shit, that's the wrong one. Cause you gonna make me go forever on that. Let me see. Yep. This phone gonna have to do it. Yep, this gonna have to be a part 2 or 3, because I don't like going. Okay, where did I leave off? All right, I'm almost there. Okay, I found it. Okay, I'm done with that. Let me get rid of that. Okay, here we go. Now this one, he canceled Saudi Arabia's mosque projects.
This is Intervlog. I said this is
Because if anybody know, the Arabs have done Africans so dirty, and they are still making African slaves in the Middle East.
Where we celebrate visionary leadership, national development, and Africa's rise. Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso kept making Africans proud,
Yes.
especially the young people of Africa. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, called Ibrahim Traore and offered to build 200 mosques this Ramadan for the people of Burkina Faso. Ibrahim Traore appreciated him extensively for this gesture, but instead offered an alternative. He said, Crown Prince bin Salman, we really needed your support, but then what we want is not building mosques because we have several mosques in our country. You know, as a Muslim myself, I know that mosque is very important, but our people can take care of themselves when it comes to praying. What we want you to do, Crown Prince, is that build schools, hospitals, and factories. Because our people need...
Now he turned down the malls and said, but what we need you to do is build schools, hospital. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, Toure. That's right, Toure.
Be educated, they need to be healthy, and they need to get jobs.
Right.
I said this is Intervlog, where we celebrate visionary leadership, national development, and Africa's rise. Today, we are diving deep into a bold and strategic decision by none other than the fearless Captain Ibrahim Traore, president of Burkina Faso, a leader who has once again proven that his heart beats for his people.
Yes.
For foreign agendas.
Yes.
A leader who understands that true national development is built on the pillars of industry, education, healthcare,
yes,
and technological advancement, not just religious monuments. Recently, President Traore made headlines by rejecting Saudi Arabia's offer to build 200 mosques in Burkina Faso. And what did he do instead? He called for investments in schools, hospitals, housing, agriculture, and industries. Let that sink in.
Yes.
In a world where many leaders bow to external influences, Captain Traore is standing tall, prioritizing the future of his people over symbolic gestures.
Yes.
Why should we invest in industries instead of mosques? Because industries create jobs. Factories produce goods, boost exports, and drive national wealth. President Traore understands that industrialization is the key to economic independence. Instead of watching Burkina Faso remain dependent on foreign imports, he is building local industries that will turn raw materials into finished.
Yes.
This is how a nation rises. Imagine if every young Burkinabe had access to a stable job in manufacturing, mining, and agribusiness instead of remaining unemployed with only prayers to rely on.
Come on.
Imagine Burkina Faso producing its own cars, machinery, electronics, and household goods instead of depending on imports. This is the future Traore envisions.
Yes.
He wants factories, not foreign aid. He wants production, not handouts.
Yes.
And we at Intervlog stand with him.
I stand with
Faso is an agricultural powerhouse.
I stand with him. Come on, man. Come on. God protect him.
And Captain Traore knows this. Instead of building more mosques, why not invest in irrigation, modern farming techniques, and agro-processing industries? Burkina Faso must feed itself before it can focus on anything else.
That's right.
We need more tractors, more silos, more processing plants. And that is exactly what the president is working on, with a government actively supporting farmers, ensuring that there are enough resources to cultivate wheat, rice, maize, and tomatoes. Burkina Faso is moving toward food sovereignty. The president's decision to prioritize agriculture means that future generations will not have to rely on imported rice from Asia.
Yes, come on.
Burkina Faso will feed itself, and one day it will feed Africa.
Come on now.
Build grand religious monuments. President Traore is focused on something more critical: housing for the people. Did you know that on July 12th, 2024, he launched a project to build 1,000 social housing units? And this is just the beginning. His goal is to ensure that every Burkinabe has a roof over their head by 2030. What good is a mosque when families sleep in the streets? Instead of pumping billions into religious structures, why not invest in infrastructure that improves lives? Electricity, clean water, modern roads, and affordable homes. This is what true leadership looks like.
Come on.
Once again, we applaud Captain Ibrahim Traoré for prioritizing.
He get his people out of poverty. Like I said, he kicked France out. He kicked the United States. Come on, man. This man only 37 years old.
Education and healthcare are the backbone of any developed nation. A country that prioritizes these sectors will thrive for generations. The president's rejection of the 200 mosques in favor of schools and hospitals sends a clear message. Burkina Faso will not be trapped in underdevelopment. We need classrooms filled with books and computers, not empty prayer halls. We need hospitals with modern equipment, skilled doctors, and advanced medicine, not just places of worship. Traoré's decision aligns with the dream of an educated and healthy Burkina Faso, a nation where children learn science, engineering, and technology, not just religious recitations. A country where medical care is available for all, rather than watching people suffer from preventable diseases. The world is moving fast, and Burkina Faso must keep up. Captain Traoré knows that investing in technology and digital transformation is not an option. It is a necessity. The youth of Burkina Faso must be trained in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, robotics, and modern engineering. Instead of foreign aid and religious donations, the president wants partnerships that bring innovation. Imagine a Burkina Faso where young minds develop cutting-edge solutions, where startups thrive, and where digital infrastructure connects every village. This is the vision of a true leader.
Come on.
One of the most admirable qualities of Captain Ibrahim Traoré is his unwavering stance against foreign dependency. Not only has he rejected unnecessary religious infrastructure, but he has also turned down financial aid from the International Monetary Fund, IMF.
Woo! After he paid back $4 trillion, he turned down the aid. Why? Because the Rothschilds own the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, which keeps the third world countries in poverty and charge them outrageous interest rates where they can never get out of debt. And then they come in, they call economic hitmen, then they come in and control the country. Come on. That's why they're trying to get rid of him. They already poisoned this young man once. Come on. Can you imagine a united Africa?
Refusing to let Burkina Faso be controlled by external forces. While some leaders continue to beg for handouts, Traoré is mobilizing domestic resources to fund projects that matter. He is empowering Burkinabe businesses, ensuring that wealth circulates within the nation instead of being drained abroad. Captain Ibrahim Traoré has made it clear, Burkina Faso's future lies in its people.
That's right.
In foreign interests. His rejection of the 200 mosques in favor of real development is a masterstroke of leadership. And we at Intervlog say, bravo, President Traoré. This is what Africa needs. More schools, more hospitals, more industries, more technological investments. Africa needs leaders who think like you. Leaders who put their people first.
Facts.
Burkina Faso is on the path to greatness. And with Captain Ibrahim Traoré at the helm, the future is brighter than ever. Viewers, let us support real development. Let us advocate for industries.
Man, when I tell you.
Education, focusing on industrialization, fostering technological advancement.
Damn, I could think of no better way of ending this video. Of course, it's going to have to be a part 2 and 3. Wow. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, I am going to do this other one. This Russia. Russia was
Historic
smart.
is happening now, with Russia at its center. Imagine you are a citizen of an African country and you want to travel abroad. However, it will take time because you should have a visa. To get it, you have to apply and state the reason for your visit. Sometimes it can take months, with some countries making it harder for Africans to travel. For example, Donald Trump has revealed a list of African countries whose citizens won't be able to enter the United States. However, when it comes to Russia, President Vladimir Putin is removing borders. In a historic move, Putin has revealed he is working to ensure visa-free travel for Africans. In other words, they just have to make a plan, pack things up, book a ticket, and that's it. That's something even African countries are still working on, to ensure that all Africans can travel visa-free on the continent. But how has Russia succeeded in doing it, and what does it really mean for visa-free travel? In this video, let's know about the whole story.
Putin is a smart man. Putin wiped out that debt. 20 billion. Africa don't have to pay back. Now they're in partnership. Now you got visa-free travel, so he can get the resources. Trust me, he getting something out the deal.
Free to roam the world, while Africans are fenced in like liabilities. The West dictates who has access to opportunity, and it does so through a visa system designed to humiliate, frustrate, and exclude. It's power dressed up as paperwork. But things are changing. Africa is no longer waiting for a seat at the table.
Come on.
It's building new tables with partners who don't see the continent as a problem to fix, but as a people to respect. That partner is Russia. Just recently, it has been revealed that President Vladimir Putin is expanding visa-free travel to African countries. This represents a strategic and moral realignment that says to Africans, you are welcome, you are trusted, you are equal. No need to beg for entry. No need to prove you are not a threat. Just bring your passport, your plans, and your pride. This isn't just diplomacy. It's decolonization by design. While Western countries tighten their borders and revive racist bans, Russia is doing something radically different, opening its doors. This matters because in geopolitics, how you treat a person at your border says everything about how you view their nation. Putin's Russia is not only signing military deals with countries like Bukina Faso and Niger, it's now welcoming ordinary African citizens with no preconditions. That's people-level diplomacy, and that's a challenge to Western arrogance. Contrast this with Donald Trump, who in both his first and now his potential second term, has made it his mission to keep Africans and Muslims out of the United States. His travel bans targeted people not because of who they were, but where they came from.
Now, I don't like all that. However, it's a win-win for Russia. So Russia can get the natural resources that they need to survive. That's why. This ain't about open borders because he only opened it up for Africans after he wiped out that debt. That's the reason why. But you got to say that's smart. That's smart. And if you think Russia ain't racist, yes, it is. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, so we finished up that, so I know what I'm doing. I'll make sure I finish that up so I know when I come back to him. I'm so proud of him. Mm. Let me see if that is. I might as well just do a couple more, get these out, and I can start whenever I get back to it. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. The pimping in it. Well, that might be it. That might be, and then I'm gonna do part two because I don't never wanna. Let me see. I had this date on here. I just want to make sure that's it. Oh, I bet you it's in the other phone. Shit. What does that say? Oh, Dr. Africa. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. I am gonna finish this
Not
out.
too long ago, a US senator dropped a bombshell. Money meant to help other countries had quietly been used to support terrorist groups for years. Now, for people who know how global politics work, this wasn't exactly earth-shattering. Let's be real. Western powers have a long track record of shaking things up in other countries when it suits their own goals.
Facts.
And guess what? That same pattern seems to be playing out in Burkina Faso. Just a few weeks back, there was a wild story coming out of the country. A foreign operative was caught red-handed with bags of cash. We're talking billions in Central African francs. His mission: convince Burkinabe soldiers to turn against their leader, Captain Ibrahim.
The CIA has staged many coups and many. We put Saddam Hussein in power. We put Castro in power. We've been putting regimes in power that are for Western interests. We always, with Al Qaeda, we funded Al Qaeda, we funded ISIS for our interests. Same thing. So they sent a man over there to overturn, to do a coup on Ibrahim Touré.
This wasn't just a bribe, it was a loyalty test. The message was clear. Will you stand with your country or sell out for money? Now here's where it gets even more interesting. In a recent interview, Traore shared something that really pulls back the curtain on how deep this problem goes. He said, when we stood up in 2022, a bunch of officers trained in France were quickly contacted and asked to take action. They weren't trained to serve Africa. They were trained to protect French interests.
Facts.
And many African countries are full of these kinds of officers. Only God knows how many truly care about their homeland. Let that sink in. See, France has this habit. Whenever it's involved in African countries, it sends selected soldiers to train back in France. On the surface, that sounds like a great opportunity. But as Traore suggests, it's more like planting seeds of control.
Facts.
Those same soldiers, once back home, become tools. When Traore led his uprising, they were the first ones France reached out to, hoping to stop him in his tracks. But things didn't go as planned. All right, picture this. Just a few weeks ago, something fishy was going on in Burkina Faso, and it had nothing to do with business or charity. Here's why it matters. Burkinabe officials uncovered a sneaky plot involving a foreign guy, a jaw-dropping 5 billion CFA francs, and some members of the country's own military. Yeah, you heard that right. Billions in cash and a plan that could shake the whole country. Now, maybe this foreign agent thought he'd find some easy targets, soldiers trained abroad, maybe in France, who'd be willing to turn on their country for the right price. But if that was the plan, let's just say things didn't exactly go his way. So, what went down? It all started when this outsider rolled into Ouagadougou, the capital city. On the surface, he looked like just another businessman. Well-dressed, friendly, probably talking about opportunities and partnerships. You know, the usual investor stuff. But here's the twist. He wasn't there to build anything. Not schools, not hospitals, not even a coffee shop. What he did bring, though, was a suitcase stuffed with 5 billion CFA francs.
Wow.
Money wasn't meant to help anyone. It wasn't for roads, water, or jobs. Nope. It was meant to spark chaos, to mess things up from the inside, to flip loyal soldiers into traitors, and stir unrest that could bring the whole country to its knees. So, who was this guy really, and what exactly was he hoping?
Don't that sound like Antifa sitting up there fighting Black Lives Matter, all funded by George Soros, who hates America? Saying the game don't change, but the people in the time.
Pull off. If you are still watching this video, it means you love it. Why not take out a second and hit that like button? To the real forces behind this operation. Who sent him? Who else was involved? And most importantly, what was the bigger plan? Because this wasn't just about Burkina Faso. The more officials dug, the clearer it became that this was part of a much larger scheme. One that aimed to destabilize not just Traore's leadership, but the entire Sahel region. Someone, somewhere, had seen Burkina Faso's internal challenges as an opportunity, and they were trying to exploit them. But then, something happened that these foreign backers never saw coming. Once word of the failed coup attempt got out, the entire country took notice. Burkina Faso was sending a message, loud and clear. No amount of money, no amount of outside interference would break the nation's unity. President Trump...
Damn! Damn! Woo! No, will break. When are Black folks gonna get like this? No amount of money, no nothing is gonna break our unity. Damn, we got a long way to go. Oh my God. You would be an unbeatable force if we could get some damn unity. Oh my fucking God.
himself wasted no time addressing the people. In a powerful speech, he praised the soldiers who had risked everything to defend their country. This wasn't just about catching one man. It was about proving that Burkina Faso would not bow to corruption, foreign influence, or any hidden agenda trying to shake its foundation. Instead of the military turning against him, like the plotters had hoped, the opposite happened. Support for Traore surged. His troops, now more united than ever, stood firmly behind him. The people, seeing the bravery of their soldiers, rallied in solidarity. But while this one plot had been crushed, one question remained. Who was really pulling the strings? Because let's be honest, this man wasn't some mastermind acting alone.
That was the French, because they was pissed off that he kicked them out of there. Man, if only us, FBA, man, if we could only unite, but we so fucked up as a people. We really are. Let me make sure this is the last one so I can start back in. The deep state is still covering up. Yep, that's it. Like, share, subscribe. Please hit that like button. I'll be right back.